Ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the RankKing's court.
Welcome, everyone. Do not adjust your time settings. Nothing is currently wrong. We are 30 minutes ahead of schedule. You are now here. 7 o'clock.
30 minutes ahead?
Oh, what the hell are you talking about?
Damn it! Let me do it!
Don't adjust your time schedules. We are 30 minutes ahead.
I was rolling with it. Let me do it!
All right, keep on going. Keep it going.
7 o'clock. We are here. How are we doing, gentlemen?
We're confused, but we're good. We're good. Foreigner says, hey, guys.
What up?
Back in the chat. Love you, Forger. Thank you.
Yeah, Deke was going to cry if you weren't here.
Yeah, Foreigner, I would have, I would have been upset, but you're here. That's all that matters.
One thing that also matters, boys, is the show is continuing. We have a new topic for tonight. We have to talk about an old topic and get on with that. So without further ado, before we do any of that shit, where are we currently located, boys?
Tonight, we're live from the Union Fitness Studios. Adjust that real quick. Located on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, Union Fitness is more than a traditional gym. It is a place where you can transform yourself inside and out. With a variety of classes.
I think he muted me, Austin.
No, I didn't. You're good. The variety of classes based around fitness, yoga, strength, and performance training. At Union Fitness, they believe that it is their duty to hold themselves and their clients to a higher standard. They practice what they preach and uphold the values that make Union Fitness the community that it is today. Go to unionfitness.com today to sign up for a consultation. Through Union, there is strength.
You have a hot question in the chat, Austin. What do you think of Godzilla vs. King Kong?
Grind project. I realize who that is. I appreciate you.
No, I'm just. I had the. He can't
just
see me.
out.
I had the
That's
rock,
right,
the
yeah.
the 2-finger rock thing. I'm like, Bonjour, as if I'm at like a concert.
Like he's hardcore.
Hardcore.
I've seen it not once, not twice, but 3 times. And they were all on the same day.
All on the same day. That's impressive.
How much movie. People are starting to give it shit because they aren't realizing how they're like, the human characters were basically non-existent. Do you want human characters in monster movie films?
No.
No, just monsters.
I thought they were called monster movies.
Yes.
My associates of mine have been like, I think that was like
Is that us?
worse. No, not you. You guys are, you know.
What are we? Chopped liver?
Peasants.
Huh?
We're not peasants.
We discuss the roles of this.
We're the stars of the show.
Maybe not. People have been ragging on the basic limited ability that the human characters put into that film. Shut up. For the love of God, that was never the point of the film, and you know it, and people are just bitching, finding out a reason to hate the film. It is still certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and I am confident in saying it's the best one out of the 4.
I just think it should have been called Godzilla vs. King Kong vs. Humans. And then we would have saw a lot more humans.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I do think, Austin, if I could give one note, I did not know until today. Spoilers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did not know until today that the gentleman that mans the ultimate bad guy is the son of the guy. I can't remember his name. You would obviously remember his name, but that flew the nuke down and killed himself to save Godzilla. I didn't realize that until I watched an Easter eggs video today.
Yep. I mean, from the last name, it was a little bit of a giveaway. Which, if you don't catch it, it's fine. But
I didn't even catch his last name in the newest one, to be honest with you. And I had binged those after Rankings Court, so I was a goner.
Serizawa was the last name, and that obviously is a playback to the 1954 film. The Doctor was also named Dr. Serizawa.
Cool.
So it was a little Easter egg that I very much enjoyed, and I wish they would have went a little bit more into that. Maybe, if anything, in the film.
Yeah.
Really explain the nature of why he's doing this, but obviously, for those that have seen it and have seen the other 4, you know why. So I was very, very impressed. And in fact, the special effects blew my mind away more than anything. The CGI was incredible. Probably one of the best films of CGI that I've ever seen.
That or Phantom Menace.
Yeah, well, we don't like that movie is still hot.
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
I get it.
So you're saying I should watch this one, is what you're telling
Yes.
me?
If you haven't already, though, you need to get on it, as well as anyone else that hasn't seen it yet. In fact, the director, Adam Wingard, basically went on to say that he wishes there was less human involvement in these films.
Out of on a scale of 1 to 2 crowns, how many crowns would you give it?
Well, normally I would say there can't be a person that holds more than a crown than myself, but I will give this a solid. I will give this a solid 2 crowns.
A solid 2 crowns. Wow,
Nice.
that is the highest ranking we've had on that because I just made that up today.
Yeah.
So
The
congratulations
first
to
time.
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yep.
What up, Brooke?
We actually have Godzilla on Skype right now.
Sadly, we are not talking about the monster movie variety today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going a little bit more simple, a little bit more fun, a little bit more leeway kind of thing, and we are discussing all things game show varieties. Their little
What
tags.
theme song's that?
Yeah. We made these.
Oh, you ripped yours off. Mine's
Well, I got
stuck on
tape.
there.
I made it with my hands, Austin.
That's
Homemade name tag. Where's yours
made
at?
Office made.
Office made.
That was the. I thought that I had a blazer, which I thought I was going to be better, but sadly, I don't have a blazer. I am wearing my state-of-the-art invisible blazer.
Oh, okay.
From the same people that have made the invisible boatmobile. So I got a little bit of a discount from knowing Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy that they were able to help me out with that. So
Well, you should get naked and just wear the blazer. I think
I feel like there's always a chance.
a blazer with no undershirt is cool, Austin.
That's true.
It's true. We don't want to get kicked off Twitch, though.
Fair, that's a good point.
I would
Well,
feel
just
like
button the blazer. It's an invisible
that's
blazer.
true. Yeah, just button it up.
I would feel like I would want to avoid even the necessity of a wardrobe malfunction. So I feel
Well, you
like
have a blazer on, you're fine.
that's true. I mean, I know.
Voice got high.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all things game shows today, guys. So let's just dive right into it. First round up ranking on the board. Let's hit it. Okay, guys. So the first radical ranking we're going to talk about today, the top game show hosts. So
Man, if you fuck this up.
I probably will, but it's fine. I feel confident in some way, shape, or form.
I have a
But-
question before we start. Is Beat the Bench part of this? Is that considered a game show?
Man, you better not fuck this up.
Call me back to where I do a bonus episode of this where I complete any incorrections that might have transpired. We'll start with number 5, which would be the Match Games host, Gene Rayburn.
I think that's fitting.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
the
love
Match
Gene.
Games is a good show.
Uh-huh.
Gene Rayburn was a good host, but it's not like he did particularly anything out of the blue. but he did have his giant little pointer, which takes me back to nightmares of like old.
On Elm Street.
Well, Elm Street. I was gonna say Elm Street, and
Yeah,
many very terrifying, school classes you might have been in, where teachers just wave that thing around willy nilly. So, yeah, man. Did it for 2 decades too. Like that's an
It's a long
insane
time.
some OG shit.
something like that. So you must love it. But not much as this next person loves his show, which I'm gonna get hate for this. I know it. Number 4, Steve Harvey, Family Feud.
I don't think you get hate for that.
No,
I think he's
solid,
top 5.
Solid pick.
Well, top 5, but a lot of people, when they think of like Family Feud and when they think of current game shows now, that's all they kind of think.
You're saying people think it should be higher.
Yeah, I think that's where it's might be hate. But I think what we realize is that we get a lot of more reaction to his reactions rather than he hosts the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, Austin, to your point, he is arguably bigger on YouTube than the show Family Feud is because of the clips of Family Feud. So because of all that, it adds in an extra, like, he's awesome. But I think 4 is fine, considering the other hosts that have... I mean, we're talking every game show ever, so...
Right. We'll come back to, like, why I personally believe... Almost had to sneeze there for a second. I thought I did, but...
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, please don't.
Bless you.
Is that's how you sneeze?
No, I hope not. I would very much a small group of elderly women probably. But yeah, he's more of, like, I would say, like, with Dr. Phil even, it's more considered like a meme.
Yes.
The way he reacts to things.
Yeah.
When they put in, I don't know if you guys have seen the latest, I don't even know if I would classify it as latest, but it was on TikTok or Twitter or whatever on social media was, that they put him and Dr. Phil from when they did like their golf cart thing in like a Mario Kart setting, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
Open your window before I'm gonna throw rocks. We're not gonna say that word on that air, but yeah. Steve Harvey at 4. We're gonna hit number 3 of the same game show just earlier. Richard Dawson, Family Feud.
Ooh, Rook.
I think that, like, when people actually think of the whole aspect of Family Feud, like, this is the host that they think of a lot of times. And through, like, the years, like, especially now, people might have considered it more of, like, a misogynistic character because he always greeted the women by, like, kissing their
Told you.
cheek.
You did tell me that, yeah.
Like
Vo couldn't remember this guy, so this is the that kissed everybody.
Yeah, so
That's
maybe
what
a
his last
little
name
bit more
was.
on, like, the edgy, like, kind of feeling of Family Feud, but he was still entertaining, still moving the way that people enjoyed a classic game show.
Hell yeah.
I think the first Family Feud host when I started watching was Louis Anderson. That's when I started watching Family Feud. And that was like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah. We'll hit number 2, the master of having your pets neutered, Bob Barker. Price is Right.
Not Drew Carey?
That's what Rook says. Drew
Yeah.
Carey has to be on there.
Say what you want, man. I mean, a lot of people say it with their chest. I think Bob Barker was a little bit more of an entertaining host than Drew Carey. Just saying that.
Well, and the cameo. I mean, Waterboy or Happy
Waterboy.
Gilmore is like the greatest cameo he's had.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so funny.
He might have also played in like a comedy baseball film, I think. I'm not entirely sure of that, but I thought I saw him in there as like one of the announcers. I might have been mistaken, but
Let me take a look.
I think that's somebody else, but let me look.
it's
I got it, Val. You guys keep going.
very, very legitimate copycat because you have to wonder, like, when people always talk about like kind of pushing their own agenda through things.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Barker with neutering was the main attribute of why, like, he was like being pushed with this through The Price is Right, and I loved like all the aspects of the scenes that he did and just how he like had a little bit of like the most energy out of like an old guy that I've ever seen, or like honestly. So yeah, Bob Barker at 2, man. I think that's a right place, and I know people are gonna want to keep up with the modern times and be like Drew Carey, but now he looks more like a combination of Hank Hill and Sasquatch, and I don't want to mess with that shit.
It's kind of scary.
I'm just gonna put this aside and vote for the old guy.
Yeah.
So.
The guy you're thinking of from he was in Major League. It's actually Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker, yeah.
Man, that's
So same first name.
Both old and white. With
White,
Bob.
white hair.
both start with the name Bob. Just
Yep.
the wrong Bobs, which you never think in your life you're gonna confuse one Bob with another. But
Bobbing for the right Bob, yeah.
Yeah.
Bobbing for the right Bob. And the right Bob is definitely at the number 1 spot. Alex Trebek, Jeopardy. I don't think this was a question of like.
No, Alex is the god.
Yeah.
It's just the all-time god tier of game show hosts. Like, it's literally all I got to say.
The price is wrong, Bobby. No, Alex Trebek is a tremendous human being, and when he died, I was very, very, very fucking sad.
And we again have touched, New
We
Year's.
hit that one on the New Year's episode.
Yeah, which, come to think of it, I wish I would have started off with something a little bit more positive. I get negative out of the way first.
You think?
Aaron Rodgers should be an honorable mention, is written in.
That's true. Which this was all written before he had the chance. And, if you haven't watched his episode where he got trolled, it was the funniest thing. I literally sat in my bed and I was like, this guy didn't just do that, did he? That's hilarious. And Rodgers was like, oh, well, I don't know who made that call, but probably shouldn't have. It was really funny.
Miss Morgan, yeah, he died on November 8th of 2020.
Yeah.
2020 was a rough year. Yes. Vo, you look like you're struggling a little bit. You okay, buddy?
I'm good, Denny.
Vo's having a rough day today, Oz.
Denny iced me. That's why he's asking me.
I'll get better, man. Don't worry about it. You're all good.
I could not agree more with that ranking, Austin.
No, thank you.
That's pretty spot on. For once.
Now we're gonna switch up. We are going to hit the second of our radical rankings.
Bow, 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 bow. Keep it going.
That's right. You took it.
We can shut it down now. That's all we needed, honestly. I'm all good with that.
Are you?
No, so we go from hosts to now the best contestants of game shows. So if you guys have never heard of these people, I'll explain why they're so popular in a way. And let's hit everyone's favorite germ appealing, just despising of all germs host of the Deal or No Deal show, Tamaro Rodriguez, who competed in Deal or No Deal. Howie Mandel, of course, a very, very hateful person of the germ variety and just wanting to
That's why I was hoping you were going to bring that full circle, buddy. That's all.
Yeah, I would hope that people have thought that. But Tamaro was very, very interesting because she wasn't the first person to win $1 million on the show, but she was essentially a person living from paycheck to paycheck and not knowing when the next break was going to come in. She picked her case, and it was between, at the end, $300 and $1 million.
Oh, yeah, at that point you're going for it.
She literally was like, I don't want that case up there. And by the time that they opened it up, that case up there was $300, and she had picked the $1 million case, which
at that point I'll spend $300 to win $1 million. You know what I mean? I would not be happy with $300. I just fudge it.
Which I didn't know what the banker's offer at that time was, because I was always the person who the hell is that up there? Is that just a cardboard cutout and they're just moving it back and forth and oh, that's the banker? And Howie Mandel is actually a split personality of just not knowing, where money is and then where germs are. I mean,
Dowie Hendel, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I don't think anyone had ever picked the $1 million case before, so that was huge. Does anybody remember how many actually cases there were? It was 20 some cases, I think.
More than that?
Everyone take a guess.
I think there were 25. I don't know.
I'll say 30.
Are there 26? Okay, my girlfriend says 26 cases.
Ping says 30. Unless it's a guess.
Oh, we're going to find out who's going to win what. Who's going to go home the winner of the first ever?
102.
What?
26. There's
Oh,
26.
Ty said total guess. So Brees,
26 cases.
26?
Yep.
Well, 27 if somebody brought their own briefcase.
True.
So-
Is that allowed though?
Probably not.
I feel like that's the case whether you go to like a
Morgan said
wrestling.
69. I actually think it's
That's a
60.
good guess,
Upon
Morgan.
further review, it's 69.
That'd be an interesting thing if they had to go through that many cases. But,
Very nice.
it's a sort of like the thing where you go to like a pro wrestling show and you bring your own chair, and they like, now if everyone can just grab like 2 chairs, we'll be out of here in a jiffy. We'll be all good. But yeah, no one had ever picked the $1 million case before, and I thought that was a baller move, and it couldn't have happened to like.
Hop.
So, I think like within like the week, like paid off all the bills that she owed, which is awesome. I think that's everybody's dream,
Oh,
just-
for sure.
living like scot free. Like they're like, I don't gotta do shit. I don't gotta do nothing. So it's everyone's dream, man. I would say that. We'll hit number 4, which I'm hoping I pronounced this right, but you obviously never know. And
You don't.
that
You don't ever know. Just
Okay.
I might be.
He's helping you out. Come on.
Yeah.
Number
Okay.
4 is.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Don't listen to Ryan. I think you're doing great. It doesn't matter what he says.
I always do great. I don't
I think you fucking kill it. On the car ride here, I don't even listen to Votalk shit because I know you're awesome at this job.
Hey,
I
hey, hey. Don't
I've
tell
been
him.
talk shit on the way here, so that's fine. That's cool.
I don't even listen because I know you that I don't care what he says. You're doing great.
Terry Nice, The Price is Right. Now,
What the heck?
this was a little bit of
You're gonna look it up.
Yeah.
this was a little bit of a controversial one, to say the least. But basically, for Terry's case, Terry had basically, I think it was 2008. I think that was the year. He guessed the exact price of the prices in the Showcase Showdown.
What did you?
But apparently, there was controversy that he had discussed this with another person prior to the whole thing. Like, had like figured out if the objects were real or not,
Mhm.
like what they were. I still think guessing something dead on a show that is all about money
Yeah.
is probably one of the, like, not to quote unquote keep saying it, but one of the baller picks.
Well, and you get both showcases.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If
If
you
you get-
nail it on the dollar amount,
Okay.
you get both showcases.
I was gonna
Right.
say, why not just bid like $1 off? That way, it doesn't look as like.
Have you
sketchy,
ever-
Because he
but
won both.
That makes
When
sense.
you
And I
watched
didn't know that.
When you watch that, and like the person before, it's like, he's like, "What about you? How much you want to bet?" And it's like, "What was the price before?" And it was like 350. And it was like 351. And you just want to be like, "You bitch! Like, what are you doing? Don't do that!
Yeah.
Don't do that!" It's just like, guess something.
Angry.
Why is it gotta be $1 less or $1 more? But
So,
go ahead, Bo.
so did he get every item right, like throughout the whole show, or
No,
just in
No,
the showcase?
just the final
Okay.
showcase, the 3 items he guessed correctly, meaning that he won his 3 items plus the 3 items that were in the other one.
Okay.
I feel like if he gets the price correctly on the exact dot of every single item, I don't think he would have made it to the Showcase Showdown. I think they would have realized something was up.
Mm-hmm.
They would have pulled him. But can you imagine like that? Like someone actually like guessing the prices correctly on, and like FBI like security is like, "Nah, sir, you got to come with us. You know too much."
Barney Stinson did it.
There you go. We'll hit number 3, which I think is one of the more OG things in game shows that I've seen in a long, long time. This is not the director. This is a different of the same name, John Carpenter, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Wait a second. You missed Regis,
What?
top game show host.
The tough thing is, I don't think you missed Regis.
I mean, he should be considered.
He
Sure.
would be an honorable mention that everyone missed. Timmy did write in that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the first ever back-to-back first-round honorable mention. And this one thought it was funny. But yeah, I guess Regis on Who Wants
He's
to Be a
up
Millionaire.
there. He's up there.
You actually think that when Aaron Rodgers eventually retires from the NFL, that this is what he does for a living?
I would.
I think that would be like one of the coolest things ever.
This or an actor. Screw going on TV to talk about sports. Who wants to
Being
do that?
Game of Thrones again.
But yes, John Carpenter for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. His $1 million question, he was allowed to use one of the very many advantages, I guess you would call them, for his last question, since he had not used them, I believe, to this point. And he decided to phone a friend he ended up calling his dad. And, they told, like, what he was on for.
Mhm.
And John simply responded, was like, hey, Dad, I'm just calling to let you know I'm going to win the $1 million. I don't need your help. And
Yep. Stud.
I was just like, that's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, at that point that you're smarter than so many other things in the world that you can just be like, yeah, I'll use the advantage. I'm actually going to use it, though. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm going to take home $1 million. So
Flex, bro.
Did he even ask the question to his dad? Just like
No,
for
no,
fun?
he just
He's
told his
like,
dad he
"No,"
was
he's
going
like,
to
"I'm
win.
win it."
Yep.
yes, straight up, he was just like, I don't need your help. I'm just letting you know I'm taking home $1 million, which that's one of like the big dick say with your chest moments. Like, and
Yep.
that was, people normally don't associate that type of energy with game shows. So I thought this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
You had a karaoke time come in, Austin. It says, I want Austin to give us his best game show host impression.
Okay.
Oh, here we
Let's,
go.
let's specify at least a game show, or does it have to be a specific game show? 'Cause I
Whatever you feel is your best.
okay, because I feel like there's different levels of energy with different game shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you give us whatever one is speaking to you the loudest.
I will say. Okay, let's do this.
Let's do this.
It's time to play Family Feud. It just cuts off there, and then that's the show.
Wow, I was there.
That was
I
pretty
was
good.
there. Yeah, I was there. I was ready to buzz. Bam, bam, bam.
Wait, I actually have that on my phone.
You do not have a
Yes, I do.
You don't have the Jeopardy ringtone on your phone.
No, not
no,
Jeopardy.
the game buzzer, Oz.
Oh.
I need that for Beat the Bench.
Wait.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
I need that app.
We have a Family Feud game. We always play it.
I
Little
feel like
card game. That's true. That is an announcer, not a host. That's what Foreigner says.
I mean,
So you gotta
I was asked to do a game show impression, and that's what I got.
game show.
It says game show host impression. So let's just chalk this one up for Foreigner. If you want to toss 2,000 karaoke time chips out there, you can get that one going. I think Austin killed it.
The next two are going to be in the same variety.
Sorry,
I just watched
I love
a long. I just watched literally two people on one longboard go down. I don't think that's very safe, but I'm going to chalk that up for my ADHD and move on to number two. Brad Rutter, Jeopardy. The second, I believe he was the first. I don't know actually if he was the first or second person, but I know that right now that he was the second person to go the way of how it was for Jeopardy and how far you could go. And to me, you got to be a brainiac in order to do that stuff. I consider Jeopardy, a much more challenging show than Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, because you get no multiple choice for Jeopardy. You either know it or you damn well don't. So I think I would be the worst person to ever go on Jeopardy, at least with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I have a 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's how I feel.
Brad Rutter currently has still is holding the all-time winnings, including tournaments record, with $4,938,000.
Right. Which then we'll get into. We'll just cut into number one, because where Brad Rutter had the most winnings, number one, Ken Jennings from Jeopardy, who has the most questions answered correctly.
So Ken Jennings has most consecutive games won at 74, highest winnings at 2,520,000 in regular season, and then is third place in all time behind Brad by just about $600,000. Excuse me.
Right.
Go ahead, Us.
The main thing also that why he's the number one is I believe he went on. I don't know how long he hosted, but he went on to host Jeopardy shortly after Alex died. So I know that there was some relationship between the two that they would like, because at that point you're either considering him or Brad Rutter. There are literally fireworks going on, and I hope they're fireworks. Otherwise, I'm in terrible danger.
Oh no, they don't like your rankings.
But yes, Ken Jennings, hopefully a number 1. So that was interesting. Ken Jennings is number 1, and we are going to hit our.
Not yet.
Lime, shout out for the tier 1 sub, 4 months. Yo, what it do? And I have an honorable mention.
Well, speak your mind, Squire.
My favorite Jeopardy player, James Holzhauser. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the highest. So a 9 out of 9 single game winnings he has. He's also second in highest winnings, second in highest consecutive games, and third in all-time winnings. He's the guy that targets the daily doubles and bets all of them out. He treats it like gambling. He goes for the highest price. He doesn't follow the order of the show. I love that dude.
He was the most recent, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I
I would
thought.
certainly be a fan of our Sunday show. So I would love to see him go that.
He actually dove headfirst into sports gambling and stock market or something like that afterwards. So he would be. He'd shit all over Beat the Bench.
I mean, yeah, I would love to say that. I would love to see how he would,
I mean, he might not beat us. We're 2-0. Beat the
that's
bench.
true. Only 2-0, like.
Just saying.
Fair.
And if you guys haven't watched it, it's available on YouTube. What episode? We're episode 6 now?
We're on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5. So.
Now we can debate.
I thought you were gonna start counting down like we were on episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No.
Man, gotta love chorus classes. They teach you all that shit. We'll head off to now our great debate.
My head is itchy today.
We're muted. All right, the great debate. Great debate. I'm glad that was at least kept up. I appreciate it.
I was upset you didn't do it, so I figured if I yelled, you would do it.
Well, I would. That's true. You know what? Sometimes you keep me in check. I appreciate that. Every king needs a squire, where I believe Bo is just like my poison taster. So if I ever need something tasty, he's just like, well, I mean, you do. Like, we work in tandem, Bo. Like, you make sure I don't die.
We work in tandem.
True.
You drink my poison.
That's true.
And I survive every time.
So the great debate
Just
for
ignores
today, gentlemen, is what is a game show you could see yourself actually winning? Not even competing in, because there are so many more options that this opens up where it's competing. What game show do you see yourself winning? And while that happens, I'm going to take a bite into my lovely BLT.
Yeah, I would hate for you to go.
There he goes, rubbing our faces in his dinner.
Just a BT.
Posture check. Let's go through them. So there's a lot of really good ones, man, and there's even some game shows that we haven't talked about, and I'm excited to mention them here later on. Shit, man. If I was going to, I mean, I would clearly win America's Next Top Model and all those ones, so I'll avoid those ones. If I was gonna, so I think honestly, if I was gonna pick one, it would be when Dan Patrick recreated Jeopardy for Sports Jeopardy. But since I'm not gonna take that because that's a separate one, I would go with, I'd go with The Chase. I've recently become a big fan of The Chase. I think that the odds of answering those trivia questions are a little bit easier, even though the final chase is pretty much you have to get everything correct to even have a shot at it. But I would go with The Chase.
That's one that I very much caught on to because of Ian. Ian was too big for this, and we actually watched, like, I think, like, between that and Shark Tank, I think we watched, like, 8 episodes each when we were at Myrtle.
Chase is dope, man.
Oh, yeah. Though, what do you got?
The one that I would win, I think, Family Feud. I'm pretty good at Family Feud.
Now, here's the question, though, because I knew someone was going to pick Family Feud.
No, you didn't.
Pick Family Feud. Who would you bring on as your family?
Probably my actual family.
Don't say your actual family. That's not the point.
How many people are on a team? 5?
5 people. You had to pick 5 people, so you're already don't say 5. You already have to pick 4 people now. Who are those 4 people?
We'll take you two.
I'm a genius.
I like that. Okay. You might be sucking up a little bit, but I like it.
Foreigner.
Nah, nice.
And I have to go Morgan.
Oh, that's really awkward, bro.
She's really smart.
I already drafted Morgan.
You're on my family.
Yeah, I know, but for another family that I'm not even a part of.
Okay.
Yeah, so her, Y Lime, Hop.
What?
Yeah, so they're all on that side.
Here's an even bigger question, because I knew someone was going to pick this, so I had to draft up some sidebar questions. Who on
I guess my show just fucking sucked, huh?
Yeah,
No,
right.
man. No, man. I enjoy the chase. I just knew that the most popular answer was going to be Family Feud, and that's why I held on to it, because I knew that was going to happen. But who is the person, number one, that answers a terrible question, or I should say a question that is terrible, and then who's the person that goes, good answer! Good answer! So you got two people to choose from on this. So watch your words wisely with this.
So, worst answer would go to Foreigner, because I feel like he wouldn't be paying attention to the question.
See what I mean, Foreigner? You could have just been on my team.
And
I'm
Morgan's
not gonna berate
definitely the
you
one
like this.
saying good answer. In that same accent, too.
That's fair.
Same accent.
We'll talk about that more later on. I have a very, very special thing for the end of the show that I very much enjoyed. So now we get to my pick.
We can skip this one.
Oh, shut up. I think I have a natural ability of taking good guesses. And I have a natural love of gambling to the point where I feel like I know I can walk away. So I'm going to say Deal or No Deal. I think that I would have the virtue of picking not only, I think, the luckiest cases, like to get out, but it's not like I would pick two cases and be like, oh yeah, like $400 is fine. Like that'll pay for my like bills of the month. Like I wouldn't be like that. But I do feel like I have a certain level of kind of telling maybe what case would have what. You never know. But I think that would be mine. I think I would choose Deal or No Deal.
Solid choice. I'd be terrible.
I used to pick it at Dave and Buster's all the time, and I would always win the 400 tickets because I just felt
might
good.
be a sign.
Felt good, man.
Every like game arcade, there was always the Deal or No Deal game.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And there was only like one time that I legitimately had the first case I like wanted to get rid of was like the $1 million, and I just walked away. I didn't even do it. I just like somebody else can do it. I'm done. I'm calling it quits right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. For another one that I think would be fun to be on is like I think it's called Beat Shazam. It's kind of like Name That Tune type of show.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like that'd be fun to be on.
Did Terry Crews host that? Who hosted that?
No.
I think it was Jamie Foxx hosted that one.
Jamie Foxx hosted. That's
well,
right.
I thought it was. What's the one Wayne Brady did? Singing game show. Wayne Brady was on. What's that, Oz?
He was on.
Like Scary Movie, right? Like the.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx
No.
was Beat Shazam.
Wayne Brady is from
Make a Deal.
I thought he did a singing one. Okay, it is Let's Make a Deal. Wayne Brady was from How I Met Your Mother and Whose Line Is It Anyway, Austin?
That's right.
You're thinking of the Wayne brothers.
I am.
Which is totally fine and cool. Double Dare would be awesome, someone says.
Yeah.
Foreigner, yeah, I like that. And Wipeout was another one I was thinking of, Oz.
I was going to say real quick, let us know in the chat. What show would you guys think that you would be good at? Because I think, Morgan, I would love to hear yours. Foreigner, I would love to hear yours. A Hopper, I would love to hear yours. Like what game show in your particular mind would you be able to win? That'll be an interesting one. We'll come back to those as we take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the top 10 ranking.
Let's do it. Let's dive right into sports, as I have strong opinions on that. Which college team could beat a professional team in the same sport right now?
Okay.
There is not a single answer that is better than the LSU Tigers defeating the Cincinnati Bengals.
Even if I know the pitch that's coming, every other part of me is still normal.
That's why it's frustrating for me, Greg.
It's like okay, if I know what something is coming, I know ahead of time, I still have to be able to do the action to get the result that I need.
Okay, so they won 3 games.
Yes.
in 10 years with 3 rebuilds.
I don't lose at arguments. All right.
Especially about fast food. So yeah.
You will never walk alone. Guess what? Now you will. Coronavirus.
I barely touch my girlfriend's cat. The most I'd be willing to do is like just kind of put my finger on its forehead and just like.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with us is Alex Kazor from Steelers Depot.
We are live with Ryan Smith, professional cornhole player in the ACL. Ryan,
What all franchises were you able to work with in the NHL?
With Phoenix, Carolina, and Detroit.
So here is Moorhead's ranking. Moorhead is my cousin. He is the rank king.
Higher
Top 10 extra Power Rangers.
This is the top 10 emo songs of the 2000s.
There's only one correct answer for number one. Why is F is for Family better than Futurama when Futurama is like Star Wars for potheads? Like
I know.
I'm
So I take.
We have one or two that are mad in the chat.
You're welcome for that.
Okay, we're gonna get banned.
All right, we're back.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Deke?
I hate everything. Well, on the commercial break, I just did a Deal or No Deal simulator, and I accepted. I knocked out every big money except for 400,000 and then 50,000, and everything else was lower. And they offered me 66,000. I was like, "There's only one case that could ruin it." My dumbass had $400,000 in my case, and I selected $66,000.
Hey, you didn't go home with $1 at least, right?
Yeah, I'm running this shit back. I'm so mad. Damn
It's gonna
it.
end up worse this time.
Pay attention. It's because he's getting pissed off at a Deal or No Deal simulator.
I
But
guess
we'll,
I want to play now.
we'll hit the comments a little bit because
Yeah.
I'm reading some now. Morgan said she would be. She's not sure if Wheel of Fortune is one, but she would pick.
Oh,
Wheel
that
of Fortune.
counts. Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'd
counts.
say
Wheel
that
of Fortune is 100% up for grabs, Morgan.
$1 off the board.
There you go.
I don't know how I would do in a spin scenario. I don't know if number one, I'm not like the strongest, so I feel like I would like and it would go like a second and be like, all right, get this dude out of here. He can't even like lift the bar.
I trust any game that I can touch the device. I don't trust the spelling one or the wheel. Or I guess that is Wheel of Fortune. But no, not that one. I like that you can spin the fucking wheel is what I'm trying to say. This game has me so flustered right now. I lost 300,000. There it goes. It's out the
I guess.
fucking...
Might as well just quit now.
No, I still got $1 million. Hold on.
Foreigner also believes that he would be good at Wheel of Fortune, but he also thinks that Bo's pick a Family Feud he would also be good at. So
That's why I picked your Foreigner.
Oh, I'm counter offering for $2 million.
it's not like he didn't pick the rest of us too, but it's fine. It's fine.
No, I
we'll
mean
move
that's why I picked them for Family Feud. Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay, I got you. Ranking for tonight, guys, is simply the top 10 game shows. There's more game shows than I think I could count. So if your favorite is somehow not on this list, don't attach a hate mail to a pigeon and send it because that's very medieval. And even though I'm a king, we desperately disapprove of the pigeon shit that ends up on the letters. So don't do that. But we will start simply with number 10,
Shut up.
the Hollywood Squares.
I love this show.
So do you want to explain it, though? Like, do you want to go into because I enjoyed it, but I feel like you know a good bit of it if you really like it. So
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was it on CBS?
that sounds right. I don't want to say it was on NBC. I think it was on CBS.
Yeah, I just remember it had like all different celebrities and their different little squares, and it was basically a game of tic-tac-toe, right?
Like certain things you would have to get right.
Yeah.
Where so. Yeah. And that was more.
You good over there?
$1 million is still on the table.
You
How
got
many
this.
did you knock out?
So I have nothing between $1 million and $50,000. And I have one case left until they give me an offer. I chose case 7, and it's $5. Okay.
I feel like you should play this on Idiot Hour.
I'm so
Just
nervous.
stream it.
I loved Hollywood Squares, Austin. I think that's a great place for it.
Yeah, man. Because it not only it pushes the aspect of a game show, but it also gives you an aspect, like with so many celebrities. I think for how many celebrities have been on a single game show. So,
Yeah, all the different personalities too.
that's true. I'm hearing a bunch of huffs over there, so I'm assuming
baby.
things are going well. But
We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good. A penny, $1, $5, 25, 75, 200, 750. They're all off the board.
well, I will say it's funny that you mentioned what you're doing because number 9 is in fact Deal or No
Deal or
Deal.
No Deal. What do you think about this one?
$50 is off. She just offered me $81,000. I'm gonna counter offer for $1 trillion.
That's how it works.
She didn't take it.
Like, oh, what you count over? It's like, no, it's like $1 trillion.
Son of a bitch!
I guess it didn't work out for him.
And that's the beauty of Deal or No Deal is that it is really up to chance. You're not sure what case you pick, what it's going to be, but the concept is simply using the aspect of money into the world of the unknown is fascinating. Fascinating to me. So
Yeah.
there are also rumors of like how many people actually got their starts as like models for the cases for Deal or No Deal. I have to look back at who actually they were, but there's like 5 people that are now like completely famous that have been Deal or No Deal like case holders. So
Yeah, I'm actually one of them. That's how Derek found me.
no, oh man.
Did you see Rook's comment before we move on?
My case is gonna have like.
He
10
said
fucking
they
dollars on it.
remake Hollywood Squares. Now it's called Hip Hop Squares. Not sure if it still airs though. I'll look that up.
All right, boys. This is the
good?
big one, Us. I have 2 cases remaining: the $10 and the $1,000, and the bid is for $619.
Fuck
Oh,
it.
never mind. Her offer's off the table. I have to choose a case. My case. Yeah, I'm taking my case. Give me that shit. $1,000. Gang,
There you
gang.
go.
I could have had 81,000.
That's all right. It's not real.
Yeah, it is.
Number 8 we'll head into is one that Derek had mentioned. Is The Chase.
Love the chase.
I don't think I've ever watched this
It's on
one.
Netflix now, pretty heavy. And what it is,
Okay.
it's 3 trivia aficionados that go up against a gentleman who, like, his resume is absurd. Like, he is the trivia king of the world. And basically, they answer preliminary questions to start their money base up. So if you go, you can each question is, I think, $5,000, and you can get up to as many as questions are asked. And then when you get that money base, you go and you're on this, like, there's like a bunch of blocks. He's up here. You can either start where your money is, start lower for less money, start higher for more money.
Okay.
And every time you get a question right, you move down. Every time he gets the same questions right, he moves down. And if he catches you, you lose the money. And the dude's a genius.
And that's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's super dope.
It's funny because they end up calling the guy the Beast, and I enjoy this because I think it's more or less what a video game would be
100%.
in a game show variety. Because this is essentially you versus the boss.
Oh, Hobbs said he saw Ken Jennings as the Beast.
Ooh. I don't know. That's interesting. I like that. At least with this, I feel like you're face to face with him, and like you essentially rebuttal questions to that point with the answers. So
Yeah.
I would categorize this as like Mario versus Bowser, obviously of a more intellectual variety, in a game show. I
I
think
love
this.
this show.
What was the one? It was like Stump somebody. It was a sport trivia show. Do you remember
Dude.
that?
Believe Stu.
What
What?
was it?
What?
Huh?
Sports trivia stump game. Stump the Schwab.
Stump the Schwab. That's what it was. That's what this kind of reminds me of.
Very similar.
I just simply said Stoop Kid refuses.
Stump the Stoop Kid.
Has anyone? Now, obviously, this is not a game show, but does anyone remember the show Kicked in the Nuts?
No.
No.
It was I'm not making this shit up. It was a guy that had like an orange hairstyle. It wasn't like Carrot Top orange hairstyle, but I think it was like an afro or something. And his show was they basically went around and filmed where he would willingly kick people in the nuts, and they would chase after him.
I know what you're talking about now, yeah. That dude's a...
And he would just be like, "Hey, guy, relax. You've been kicked in the nuts." Oh, that's great. Like, no, I still want to kick your ass. Kick me in the nuts. Like, fuck you. Like,
Yep. He kicked
So-
Peter Griffin in the nuts once.
I did see that clip. I've seen that one before. What happened over there? You get kicked in the nuts.
Here's how much vote isn't much shit. God damn it. Move on to number 7. Number 7, the intellectual game. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Again, I know that this might seem low to most people, but I think that if you have a gut feeling and you understand the questions properly, that this kind of is a very easy game to play.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you just have to listen to the word of the question and dissect it from there. You don't even have to know the answer half the time. And you get how many advantages? I think there's like 3.
You get 3. It's 50-50. Ask the audience and phone a friend. I'm on the 3rd question.
You playing it now?
Yeah, I found a game on.
I used to play it all the time on
So
PC.
you're on a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire simulator
The
now?
TV series Adam 12 was about what group? The Addams Family, Los Angeles Police Department, genetic scientists, or basketball team? I think it's scientists.
Yeah.
I think it might be basketball team because of 12. But go
Oh,
ahead.
LAPD.
Oh, LAPD Hop says, and Hop was correct. Wow, we
Nice.
suck. I love Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, dude. I remember they used to have the cards, and you could play like the board game and stuff. Oh, I thought it was the greatest.
Awesome, man. We'll move on to number 6, the Newlywed Game.
It's a good one.
I think it's right where it needs to be.
Mhm.
Like, if people probably expected it to be on this list, and the fact of the matter of like if it wasn't going to be on the list, people would probably like throw a damn fit.
Oh, I mean, that was one of the better games we did on the special, the New Year's Eve,
Yeah.
with Abby and Denny. I thought that was hysterical.
I mean, simply just asking questions about like your relationship and proving either how much of a great loyal person you are, or proving how much of a piece of shit you are of bad memory that just happens to have bad memories. I feel like I would not do well in this game, and I say that I love my girlfriend to death and I know what her likes are, but you put a question in front of me on live television in front of the world judging on a relationship, and yeah, I'm going to be a little nervous. So obviously I probably won't get it right. So
Yeah, you just panic.
yeah, exactly. It's like, well,
Oh, shout out to Rick Rack for rating with a party 2. Thank you,
Oh,
Jordan.
thanks,
Appreciate you,
Jordan.
brother.
hey,
What
appreciate
the
that.
fuck is up, guys?
Yeah, I don't know how you guys would do in this scenario, but if it was like, you know, what's favorite color? And I'd be like, cotton candy. Like obviously, like I wouldn't like. They're like, all right, get the city out of here. You literally just put them together.
One question and you're done.
Yeah, for real. So no matter what, I feel like you answer, you're going to be in the hot seat, and that's never where you want to be. So move on to number 5, another game of the variety, the match game.
Yeah.
This was like kind of the scenario where people thought of where like more of a like, I guess like I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to say. Honestly,
Are you okay?
I'm a little burnt. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little sunny today. I went onto my car. It was 105 degrees in my car, so you know, hanging in there.
Okay.
Mentally, I'm doing all right.
As
But
long as you're okay, I'm okay.
Since he got kicked in the nuts, he hasn't been the same.
you know what? No one I think is ever the same.
No one is ever the same.
So, I mean, the whole aspect of having like you versus someone else and like 6 celebrities on a panel, I think is funny as shit. You never know like what you're gonna get,
Mm-hmm.
and it is one of the more classics of the game shows. So, I feel like putting it anywhere below 5 would probably be a disjustice to it. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
It's one of the ones that you don't really think of instantly when you think of game shows, but I think it's universally enjoyed and loved. Like, it's not like, you know, you think of the big powerhouse ones when you think game shows, but I think that the match game's good.
Which is quite all right. I mean, I totally get it. We'll move on to number 4. Come on down for The Price is Right. I love when Bob Barker hosts this. I still love it when Drew Carey hosts it, despite my ability to say that Bob Barker was a better host. That doesn't mean I distaste the show by any means. Sorry.
I think this is top 2.
I think it's top 2. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters left, so I'm interested. But
This is one like when you're home from school sick, you just turn this on.
People were so excited. Let's call down this person. It's like, oh my God! Person's right now!
hell yeah, free shit, brother.
Yeah.
One of my friends from high school was actually on The Price is Right and did that same exact thing when he went down there.
Yeah. I don't think my one friend was on The Price is Right, but she was on something. I have to go back and check to see what show it was. I don't even think it was a game show. I think it was just like might have been something. It's on the Tyra Banks like something like that. I'm not sure, but like discussing money and seeing like where your price is on a particular item always fascinated me, because like you would think like, oh, that lawnmower is like $60 when you're a kid. It's actually like $350, and you're like, holy shit, like why is that lawnmower so expensive? And like I said, there's elements in the show. I love the whole of the spinning of the wheel, and then the person's like, oh, do you want to say to someone at home? It's like, oh yeah, like trying to get winded. You could tell their face is getting red and shit, and trying to blurt out all the names.
Yeah.
I also really enjoyed one scene from a cartoon that was like they had I think it was Prince. They had like Prince act like he was on Price is Right, and there was like Prince, what's your thing on the price? He's like, $350. I'm sorry, what? $350. Can you say it louder? $350. The price is $360. He was close. He's like, yay.
Jordan says Legends of the Hidden Temple was the best. Don't at me, at Jordo. Had to add him. Foranger's curious to see what the top 3 is now.
Me too.
Well, I mean, Foranger would be correct as we go to number 3, because it's the one that he thought he would do best at. Number 3, Wheel of Fortune.
You're correct, Foranger.
I think Price is Right is better than Wheel of Fortune, but Wheel of Fortune is top 4.
I think that the Price is Right is a scenario where like kind of you can take like mostly a shot in the dark of like a price, whereas Wheel of Fortune, a lot of the times when like you have to like, I've seen people.
Hey, you tell that to Terry.
I know. I get it, but
cheating bastard.
The whole aspect when I've seen people screw up on this so many times when they have like when all the letters are kind of like being posted and they have to guess and they completely blow it, and I'm just like, oh my God. I think maybe that makes for more, I don't want to say compelling television, but like more jaw drop awe moments, I guess I should say, with this. And by spinning the wheel, you have more possibilities of spinning the Price is Right wheel, which is just a bunch of money prices.
It always makes me think of their the Seven Swans of Swimming issue. Did you ever see that?
I feel like I did.
It was I forget the exact solution, but basically the answer was 7 swans a swimming, and she said 7 swans a swimming. So they couldn't accept the answer because she didn't say swimming. So the next person then just said it, and they're like, yeah, like, you didn't say the G, you have to say it correctly. And that made me like hate the show because that was so stupid. But I love the show.
I get it. I mean, you want stuff to be correct, and half the time, sometimes it just gets the best of you. But I get it.
Gotta say it right.
Hey, Austin, I got a question for you.
Yeah, Bo, what do you got, man?
What is number 2?
2, what is Jeopardy at number 2?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Aha.
Aha! I should have had like a little card and it would show like the top.
Jeopardy's just it's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. A lot of people probably think like this maybe should be one, because out of all the game shows, I think this takes the most skill. And it's not like balancing different things. It's simply using your goddamn brain and what you know. And I know that I've watched my mother watch this show, and she'll just randomly answer something, and I go, I don't know if that's, and it pops up and that's the answer. I'm like, okay, I just don't know anything apparently. It's fine.
Knowledge, baby.
I feel like an idiot whenever Jeopardy is on, and it's the complete opposite answer. And like someone like my mom will say like an answer, and I think that's totally, and it's just not.
The worst is when like it's like the college episodes or the kids episodes and you still don't know the answer. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. No idea.
there are some questions that literally are asked, and like you know them, like you 100% know it, and you don't answer, and then you're like, "What the?"
Dude, it's the worst.
It's literally so infuriating because like, oh, I could have won there, but no, it's fine. It's fine. You just know random shit. You don't know pop culture. It's fine. It's cool.
Foreigner and Ricketts both saying it's one surprises me, but not really, because I think people instantly go towards Jeopardy. But Austin, what is the game show for all motherfucking game shows, brother?
Family Feud, man. Like Jeopardy is essentially a one-on-one versus like two scenario. With Family Feud, it's produced some of the greatest content I've ever seen, and just because based on some of the answers, it's ridiculous.
And the celebrity matches are always amazing.
Yeah, they're always good.
They even had a long time ago. They had, I think, they had a TNA, which is a different wrestling company. They had the quote unquote, like the women were called the knockouts, so they would have the knockouts versus the wrestlers. And the same thing with WWE. They've had like WWE superstars go up against like WWE divas at the time. So a lot of guest motions here. I
Absolutely not. Sarah comes in, Austin, and says Family Feud should not be number one.
So what should be number one then, Sarah?
That's a really good question.
That's
There's a lot of heat coming in here, Hop. It's a lot of stuff going on. I just want to throw this out there. I think Family Feud is number one. Like Jeopardy might take the tough end, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Austin's right on this.
Family Feud's my favorite. My family watches it every single night.
And Austin, you were talking about like your mom sitting there and answering questions on Family Feud. I would argue that it is way more subjective, which causes more fights within families, which I think is hysterical because the answers, it's not like, hey, here is an actual thing that happened. It's, hey, we just went up and spoke to 100 random people. What do you think their answers are?
Exactly.
Did you guys ever see the It's Always Sunny episode when they're on Family Feud?
I was just about to say, though, I love that.
That's one of the best ones. Charlie answered all the questions himself.
They had an instance where Charlie was approached by that he didn't realize. He answered all like the 1-point questions because he was the only one that said those questions of the answers.
Yeah, they're like, "How do you know this?" He's like, "Oh, someone
Thank
asked
you,
me
Ricketts,
these
for the 100
before."
bits.
Thanks, Jordo.
What is an animal that we eat but doesn't eat us? And Charlie said, a dragon.
Yeah. They all look at him like, a dragon, really? He's like, yeah, a dragon.
What was one of the? It was one of the Jordan Peele, I believe, was the one. I don't know if that's right.
See you, Ricketts.
Bye, Jordo. Thanks for stopping by.
Whichever of the Key and Peele to host, like, did that episode, like, hosted the quote unquote Jeopardy kind of thing, and it was absolutely hilarious because he would get so pissed off when like those 1-point questions were answered because ridiculous. And I mean, I think with that, Family Feud is the more pop culture game show, whereas like it's used in so many things. It's used in television, like animated television. It's used in like other television shows as a spin-off game. I have a goddamn Family Feud board game, for Christ's sake. Like I love this show. So if people don't think it's number one, they obviously don't know me, and they shouldn't know me if they're the king because that makes them peasants.
I mean, I have the buzzer on my phone, so.
I have a tattoo on my ass of the logo.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say an ass tattoo Steve Harvey. Like just
the mustache.
Being, as I recollect my thoughts from that, being that this is...
Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm sorry, what?
Hop says your next rank, board games. You probably already did that. No, Hop, but I do have a million board game questions on the Beat the Bench trivia, which are fun. But that is an interesting idea.
I might do that for you.
That's a good idea.
Haven't done it yet. That is a good idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just reading comments there, brother.
Well, being that this is a game show, we couldn't leave without the bonus round.
Ding, 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 ding.
Bonus round for what you have seen, everybody, were the top worst and dumbest Family Feud answers. We don't have the questions up, so I'll obviously read them, and then you'll understand why their answers are so stupid. but obviously this was posted on our Instagram, so people were able to check this out. Number 5, what is something that you would hate for police to find in the trunk of your car? Someone was like, pickles. Like, just like, dude. Like, I mean, there was the woman on the Maury show that had like a fear of olives.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Bring out the olives! Ah!
But why would cops be scared of pickles? Or be mad at pickles? Why would you be in trouble for pickles?
Open container.
Oh, shut up. Oh, I hate you.
Somebody literally just botched this. It was just pickles. Like, you could tell that sometimes. Number 4 is, what is something that you buy that could turn out to be phony?
Horses.
Good answer.
Go!
Good answer. Good answer.
Hey, good answer. Good answer.
To which the guy had said, a horse.
Do you think he thought they said pony?
Oh, that's possible.
Pony. But that's still funny. That, like, if someone says, oh, what could turn out to be fake or phony? And it was like, a horse.
That's so funny.
Dude.
I could see that. The pony.
That's
how I see
donkey, mule,
Foreigner.
goat.
Foreigner would do that when we're on Family
Phil
Feud.
could see himself answering every single one of these. I'm not entirely sure. Right now, when our number 3 pick, which I thought was one of the most hysterical scenes in Family Feud history I think I've ever seen. And I believe it was, what is something that a robber would not want to see breaking into your house? And the guy literally slammed so hard. He was like, naked grandma!
Naked grandma!
Steve Harvey was like, naked, huh?
Naked grandma!
So that was like during the battle part too. That wasn't
That
even
was,
like
yeah, our team versus their team. And guess what?
Was it on
I
there?
believe all of these were buzzer answers.
Oh, okay.
But naked grandma hit.
Naked grandma was like, okay, like, of course no one wants to see that. But who the hell is putting it up on the board?
No. It hit.
For how many points?
But it was something like, it was like family relative or something was like the actual thing, and he ended up.
They gave him points.
He was just like, "Why the fuck do I do this game?"
I'm gonna watch and see how many points it's worth. Yeah, it was probably, I think, family or relative loss. I think that was what it was. But I'll come back with the points. You can keep going.
Number 2, which this was on Fast Money. This one was on Fast Money, and the question was given: name someone's name that starts with the letter K. And the guy, for all of like, I had to make sure a vein wasn't popping out of my head when I heard this, goes, in this voice, Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I, like, what the fuck? What?
It does start with the K.
I don't know if he meant like the guy that
Colonel.
Like Colonel Sanders.
Sanders, but that even starts with a C.
Yep.
Yep.
Colonial Sanders.
So, but literally he just said Kentucky Fried Chicken, and like I just died. I was like, what? This I think this guy's screwing with me. Some that I will pull up here before I will even mention number 1, which we'll get to that in a second because that's a whole other ordeal that
I will say, us Naked Grandma came in as gun/occupant. It was the second highest answer for 33 points.
That's pushing it.
Occupant, yeah, because it's your house. But Naked Grandma.
Yeah. There was a question of which I knew this guy wasn't being serious the whole time he was answering, because it was name a animal that has 3 letters in its name, and the guy said alligator, which I think I might have like. He might have thought like just 3 letters and then the rest don't count as long as it had 3 letters.
You're trying to figure this one out.
But he literally
even syllables, he's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
3 letters.
Another one that was given to him was what is Russia famous for? And the guy said Russians.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not wrong.
Clear nail on the head.
Did you see the one, Austin? It said finish. What comes after this word? And it was just like, what comes after the word pork? And it meant to be like pork chop, pork whatever. Yeah. And the guy said porcupine.
Yeah.
He didn't even say. He was like,
he
what?
You
oh, he said you pine.
You pine.
You pine.
And he was like, what? And that's where I got the woman like, good answer!
Yeah, yep. Upine.
Like, there's always that person, man. There was another one is like, name something you like to squeeze. And the woman said, peanut butter.
Oh, ooh, ah.
Like, that's not even remotely.
Squeeze out of a tube, but that's not peanut butter.
No.
What a
I
weirdo.
don't get that at all, but it was like, what is a fruit that has like yellow in it? And the woman said, orange. It's clearly not. It's clearly orange.
The peels could be a lighter orangish yellow.
Maybe I don't know. Trying to think of any other ones. It was like, what can you consider doing on a? No, that wasn't it. It was like, what would you do? Like, what would you consider a good day, even though it's bad outside? And the guy was like, because it's raining. What? Like, sometimes I question where they get these people. Like,
Sometimes I question where I found my people.
that's true. But you know what? You can find.
Good answer. Good answer.
I'll tell you where you can find all of us, though. You can find all of us at Thoughts from the Bench on Twitch, on our website, blog, thoughtsfromthebench.com.
YouTube
and
as
any
well.
other things that we need plugged, which I'll probably do at the end because I always close out the show like that. But the number one
Hell yeah, brother.
dumbest Family Feud answer, and again, this was by a comedian. So it was, name something a lady cop would do to her husband in the bedroom. To which the response was, and blatant, like, face out to the audience, like, cut his penis off! And the look on Steve Harvey's face.
Just such an aggressive answer.
It was so aggressive. And the guy's literally just looking, and then he gets it, he's like, handcuff him. The blatant number one answer. But no, she I think she knew what she was doing on that, but it was for a kids sort of game show, it was kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
There's some risky questions on there though. I don't know if I consider it a kids game show.
I don't know.
But did anybody say good answer when she said it?
No,
Oh, had to have.
very much disbelief.
There's always a good answer.
I don't know if it was that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our game show episode of the Rank Kings Court. You can follow us every Tuesday at the normal time of 6:30 to 7:30 or 8, depending on how much we want to talk. So it happens. Wednesday is always our glory to the cinemas of Thoughts from the Movies. Wednesdays, 8 to 10. Then you have the flagship show, Two Beers Deep, starting at 6 on Thursday. Friday, you have all of your favorite jerseys and every discussion you want to talk about them on YouTube and Facebook, dropped at noon with the Vault. With Sundays, you have Boondock Bangarang with all of our sports gambling needs.
Watch Denny chug a complete pounder of Natty Ice this Sunday to fulfill a bet.
Oh, God, that's,
What time will that be?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. I'm gonna get one too.
Right.
I won the bet, but I'm a man of integrity. I'm gonna bring one too.
I don't know if I'd watch that. I think that would bring up PTSD from college. I think that would be terrifying. But Monday you have our Idiot Hour from 8 to 10, which has produced the latest episode. You can check it out, where we play the new level of Among Us. Various twists and turns to go along with that. And obviously, figuring out when they're being dropped, but Beat the Bench, the brainchild of Ryan Votash.
7 o'clock on Sundays.
7 o'clock on Sundays.
Zeke is the host of Beat the Bench.
That is true. So probably a game show host I probably should have put it at number one to save face.
Apologies for this next episode because the 4 people on it pissed me off.
Oh, no.
And I lost my temper.
That's why you weren't on the top.
I don't think Austin knows I lost my temper. I don't think anyone except for the 4 people know I really lost my temper. But when you put
I knew.
When you put Elsas and Boyd in a room with Chance and Cody, there's gonna be some hair pulling.
That was,
So everyone should watch this episode. is
I
what
would
you're
watch
saying.
this episode.
yeah, that sounds like a lot of unnecessary grappling that I would not want to do this. But you know what? Check that out Sundays at 7 too. And all of our content that we produce on the blog, on the show, everything that we do, we can't do without you guys, and we very much appreciate all of the people of our ventures that stand by with us and what we content and what we do. So thank you very much to everyone who tuned in. Check us out next week, hopefully at the start time of 6:30 to most discretion. Nothing else to say, boys. Court is adjourned.
Court is adjourned.